Hello everyone, it's Rachel Dawn. If you haven't seen my face before, hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Rachel Dawn. I like to make videos about spirituality, femininity, divine femininity, and business, and pretty much anything that I like to post, it goes here. I'm about to absolutely blow your guys' mind with information that has been kept sacred and tried to be hidden for years and years and years. We're going back to ancient times. The goddess was respected, loved, honored, and she was so incredibly divine. Slowly there's an emergence and a resurgence of the divine feminine and the goddess, and the truth can only be buried for so long. I want to watch this whole video because if you don't, you miss a lot of hidden knowledge and hidden secrets. You look at that, gosh, if you're curious about the truth about anything, look at the etymology of literally any word. If you'd like to see more of my face and you enjoy today's video and you enjoy today's topic, I want you to go ahead and right now go ahead and smash that subscribe button and hit that like button. Your guys' support means a lot. Give a like for the goddess. If you are interested in learning how to use your divine femininity but also your divine masculinity, your ability to manifest, your ability to learn how to cultivate energy within inside of yourself to bring more abundance into your life, to get rid of energetic blocks, to learn how to set better boundaries with people, to learn how to become a high value woman, to learn how to, you know, almost this kind of teaches you how to embody the energy of a goddess. Abundance coaching for people who want to become entrepreneurs or people who are entrepreneurs already and want a little help with the energetic side of manifesting or the energetic side of just bringing things that you want into your life. I'm going to leave a resource down below for one-on-one coaching with me and the link to the Abundance Academy down below to join that. It's basically a program or one-on-one coaching that takes you through how to get rid of energy blocks, how to set better boundaries with people, how to bring more abundance into your life, all the things that were just mentioned before. Yeah, and go ahead and you can sign up for that down there and pay with the Stripe link, or you can go ahead and send me a DM on Instagram if you'd like to have a conversation with me first before joining, and see if we can help you accomplish your goals. I have so much confidence within this program. Without further ado, let's get started on today's topic. So today, I am outside in the Rose and Lily Garden. What a better place to be to discuss divine femininity and what it means, and actually to get the chance to connect with nature as we talk about these concepts. Divine femininity, what is it? How to incorporate it into your everyday life as a woman, or even you can tap into this as a man too and honor the goddess. What really is it? I'm about to absolutely blow your guys' mind with information that has been kept sacred and tried to be hidden for years and years and years. What is divine femininity? Divine femininity is recognizing that this world, that pleasure, and that the elements, that earth, Gaia, that your body, your sexuality, your ability to experience pleasure, to connect with the elements, that these things are not something that is not divine. These are extremely divine. Through connecting to these things, you can actually connect to your own divinity within your own self and within the outside world. And when you embody divine femininity, it embodies pleasure as sacred. It embodies the earth as sacred. It sees the elements as sacred. It reveres nature as being sacred, the mother as being sacred, and it doesn't demonize the world or pleasure or the earth. It sees being human and being divine as almost kind of the same thing. Being human is being divine, and this is what the Gnostics believed. The other ancient goddesses, Ishtar, ancient Egyptian goddesses, Greek goddesses, Aphrodite, Inanna, Mayan goddesses, the mother in general, they all recognize this. Being a woman who is very in touch with her divine femininity, typically what happens, I've noticed when you're going through a divine feminine awakening, is something will happen in your life where you're like, okay, I can't live in the same way anymore. It caused me to slow down and to really value taking things slowly and healing and seeing things from a more holistic perspective. A little bit before we get more into divine femininity and how to tap into it, I want to talk about the history of it, because I don't feel like that's something that's spoken about a lot. And a lot of the times I think in this community people can talk about divine femininity and a lot of people respect and honor it because they've experienced it, or they've experienced it come into fruition in their lives, right? They felt how sacred it is to have a connection with the divine feminine in their life, or they have experienced that sacredness themselves, so they respect that. But I think for a lot of people that are new to the community, or even people that are in the community, I think a lot of what is said can be discounted because of religious dogma. Speaking as someone who considers herself Gnostic, Gnosis, Gnostic with a G. I love Jesus, but I don't subscribe to the dogma. I don't believe a lot of what the Bible says. I like to look at Gnostic texts like the Gospel of Thomas and the Gospel of Sophia. Essentially, what teachings in a lot of these align with honoring the feminine and believing that we are more human, humans are more divine than we believe we are, and discounting the idea of sin. Divine femininity honors the world, honors the goddess, honors the feminine, honors the creative force within every single one of us, and encourages us to tap into that manifesting power, to tap into that inner goddess within you. When you tap into that inner goddess within you, it's no longer you're disempowered to someone else's opinion. You're empowered within your own feminine. You're empowered within the own creator essence within your own being. And you can feel what is true a lot more easy, and you don't need to look so much to an outside authority figure to validate what you're saying. Just feel what is right. You feel that there's nothing to be ashamed of. Anyways, I wanted to get that out of the way because I know that speaking about what I'm going to speak about is going to probably trigger a lot of people to have a lot of religious comments down below. Or could, but you know what? I've gone through the extreme rabbit hole of being extremely Christian, and I've deconstructed it. I still love Jesus. I still believe he was a lovely man, and I still believe he's like an ascended master, and I believe that he is an emanation of the Logos, right? Like in Gnosticism. I'll make whole nother video about Gnosticism if you guys are interested about that. The goddess Sophia, the whole creation story that Gnostics believe. But this right now is about divine femininity, okay? So sexuality and the goddess is something that throughout time has been revered as sacred. When you look at ancient traditions such as Tantra, when you look at ancient Greeks, when you look at ancient Egyptians, they all understood this, okay? And there were women who were called, priestesses, and they had the ability to embody the goddess. And through connecting intimately with a woman who is connected to the goddess, a man then is able to have a closer connection to the divine. And the masculine and the feminine are, united within one. So in ancient Greek tradition, it was called the sacred prostitute, okay? So these women were holy women. They were also called whores, okay? And they would go be in the temple, and men would pay them to, have a experience with them. And this sounds very taboo to talk about, but the entire reason that we're speaking about this is not in the sense to say that you, to embrace your divine femininity, have to do that, right? No, it's more like realizing that your own sexuality is sacred and that you can incorporate that practice into your own life, right, with a partner, or, you know. And it's also not to mean to say that a, you know, person that's in her divine femininity has to be like promiscuous or anything like that, because that's not necessarily true. But what it means is that you are in touch with your own sexuality, you realize that it's sacred, and that you can choose to share that with someone else and have a sacred experience, right? A prostitute, as they call it, or you could say the goddess, right? A lot of times throughout history, these women are actually referred to as virgins. Okay, this doesn't make any sense to us because our society has been so programmed to believe a virgin to be someone who has not had sex before, because the connotation of it was changed around the time that Christianity was formed. And if you look at the etymology of virgin, you look at the, gosh, if you're curious about the truth about anything, look at the etymology of literally any word. Sometimes if you look at it in different cultures too, it will tell you different meanings for it. If, for instance, in Greek, it actually means, the original sense of it was to mean one in herself, who was self-confident and sensuous. Her purpose was to bring the goddess's love into direct contact with mankind. In iniquity, the human sexuality and religious attitude were inseparable. Okay, so back in ancient times, a woman onto herself, so these women were very strong, right? A woman who didn't necessarily belong to anyone, who was more whole within herself, actually. Sometimes they were more independent. It didn't have to be. There are sacred lovers throughout time, right? You look at, you know, divine counterparts like Shiva and Shakti, Ayana and her counterpart, and just multiple counterparts throughout time, right? And they can have these sacred divine connections which can, they lead to all of this mythology. Ultimately, the real secret is that your sexuality is sacred. And we've been taught to be shameful of it, we've been taught to repress it, we've been taught to get rid of it, we've been taught to just not have it till we're married. We've been taught that to be a virgin is to be to never have had sex. We've been taught that sex is dirty. We've been taught that sex is a sin. We've been taught that we were born with original sin, and none of these things in reality are true. The Old Testament was written around 1200 BCE. Okay, guess how old Greek mythology is? That's 3000 BCE. You know what the Greeks used to do to get in touch with their sexuality? They'd take aphrodisiacs. They were so in touch with their sensuality, and they recognized it as holy. Well, the title of Holy Virgin was given to priestesses like Ishtar, who was in Egyptian mythology, Ashram, and Aphrodite. I love Aphrodite. I honor Aphrodite. And they practiced the sacred sexual rites of the goddess. In Greek tradition, there were also virgin births, and virgin meant something different back then. But Christianity tried to skew the meaning of the word virgin to discount the other virgin births. Society used to be matriarchal, okay? So in Egyptian culture, the queens ruled. And the queen was honored like a goddess. She was still very feminine. But it's gone backward. Christianity has been used as a way to basically beat down the divine feminine, at least in its sense of where it is within the context of the Bible. Now, I'm not saying the Bible doesn't have some things that are useful, right, or are true. Look at Gnostic ideas. They're a lot closer to the previous, the honoring of the goddess. They're a lot closer to the truth. And I think it's important when we look at religious teachings to really take a look at the big picture, right? Because how many goddesses, how many gods are honored throughout time? And there are so many ideas, like ideas about Atlantis, or you know, you look at ancient Egyptian mythology, and they had technologies that we now don't even understand. We were able to cut like limestone that would take like a diamond tipped saw to cut, and like a lot of like electrical power. Now they were able to cut stone with sound. Like, you ever wonder how they really built the pyramids of Egypt back then, or any of the other historic sites, without having modern technology? It's because they were a lot more advanced than we recognize that they were, and in many ways more than one. We have fallen into a period of forgetting. Our consciousness has dropped, right? And as we are waking back up, I think that the divine femininity is coming back into the picture, and people are realizing that it is sacred. People are dropping their religious dogma. People are opening up to love. People are really understanding that sexual energy is sacred. Tapping into your divine feminine energy, being creative, tapping into the goddess within you, honoring the goddess within you, loving the goddess within you, really feeling what it is that she needs and she wants. We all have divine force inside of us. That's what the Gnostics believed. And many believe that that's what Jesus taught as well. And I believe that to be true. And I challenge you to know yourself on a deeper level, because once you do know yourself on a deeper level, you will start to see who you truly are, instead of the projections and the inherited beliefs that have been imposed upon you by other people. And you'll start to question things. And then you'll start to notice that you have this divine ability to create inside of you. And that's all about what the divine feminine is. That, and honoring the earth, honoring the elements, being in touch with nature, being in touch with your feelings, being receptive, being a force that is in touch with your heart, to connect with others and to hold their hand through the hard times in life, but also to celebrate and joy, to be deeply in touch with what it means to be human, and to realize that that is also divine. To, yes, be in touch with femininity and flowers and beauty and love and joy, but also to be deeply in touch with the ability that, the understanding that these things are not just, they are sacred. And through connecting with your own divine femininity and your own authenticity, you're able to really connect with yourself on a deeper level. The divine feminine is all about connecting and manifesting through feeling, right? So feeling into the feeling of abundance, or feeling into the feeling of love, and then manifesting from that place. It's not mental. It's not trying to force something to happen. It's not trying to think something into existence. It's not trying to even sometimes meditate something into existence. It's following the path of flow. It's following the path of surrender. It's following the path of empowerment. It's following the path of also of self-respect. A goddess does not allow herself to be treated anything less than. A goddess is not a nice girl, but a goddess is a girl that is in touch with her own sense of self-worth and her own sense of self within her own being. And there's something really beautiful when you're in touch with who you are fully as a person, and then you come together with another person that is really beautiful, or can be really beautiful and very divine, and opens you up to spiritually learning through relationships and through love. That's why everyone in the spiritual community speaks about the divine masculine and the divine feminine, because this is a pattern that is not just new age. This is a pattern that has been created and over and over and over again throughout time. When you look back at the different goddesses, through worshiping and getting in touch with the goddess, these goddesses exist in higher dimensions. They're not just, you know, they're just as alive as, you know, they're just as alive. It's just that we can't see them. We can't. But you can feel their presence. You can feel their presence, and you can feel when they're reaching out to you. There's a reason why we were made the way that we were made, to experience so much pleasure. Sexual energy is sacred energy. The Egyptians understood this. You look at different teachings of chakra centers. They understood this. Tantra understands this. And when you really start to realize that and drop your shame and your fear and your guilt that you have around pleasure and around just like experiencing life and eating good food and living slowly and not always being in hustle, go all the time, but more so letting things come to you, letting experiences come to you, inviting the feeling of what it feels like to have those wonderful things in your life, to create, to get in touch with that divine essence inside of you, instead of trying to go conquer and go do it the masculine way. It is divine. And we all, man or woman, have the ability to get in touch with this. And men, I encourage you to honor the goddess through actually respecting a goddess, choosing a goddess that you like, that you resonate with, or that you feel reaches out to you or is made known to you in your life, or honoring the goddess through your lover. When you treat a woman that has a goddess presence inside of her, or that has awakened that divine femininity inside of her, there's something very sacred that happens when you fall in love with someone and you have intimacy with someone. Sacred things that Aphrodite would encourage people to do, the goddess of love and sex and just like beauty, cool things. She's associated with the ocean. I'll probably make another video about her because I love Aphrodite. Yeah, so she actually encourages people to have, like, take aphrodisiacs and then to have sex for the purpose of healing on a deep level, healing the masculine and feminine energies within inside each person, even within the man, healing the feminine energies within the man, and having a divine experience. So sex is actually super sacred. Like, when it's done super consciously, and it's done with people who have clear energy, or people, it can actually even clear your energy, clear energy blocks within your chakra systems, clear energy blocks spiritually. It's actually meant to be charging, like, for your energy. It's like an open circuit between you and your partner, and it can be. So there is so much spirituality and within sexuality, and within and you actually honor the goddess through treating her right. Okay, so you're taking her out, you're taking care of her, you're doing all those things. When you do those things and you honor the goddess, she honors you back. When you give to a woman in that way, you'll notice that a lot of the times you're promoted shortly after, or a lot more money starts coming into your life, or just certain things start working out for you that maybe were stagnant before, or maybe you wanted for a really long time, are coming to you. And this is because you're honoring the goddess, you're honoring the feminine, and this is in alignment with the way that the world was created to be It's an alignment with the masculine and feminine energy that is actually so incredibly sacred to true source and to the divine. There's a reason why people are so crazy about love. It's because it takes you closer to your true self, and it takes you closer to a feeling of divinity that is within you, but can also be experienced in union with another person. So I hope that this video was so amazing for you, and I hope that you liked it. I'd love to hear your comments down below. Please make sure to connect with me on Instagram if you haven't. Go ahead and it's hey it's Rachel Dawn. So click the link down below to connect with me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, send me a DM, let me know what you guys thought. I love to connect with you guys. And follow me on TikTok. My TikTok is down below as well. I love to post videos on TikTok. And please do not forget to subscribe. Click that little bell so you know when I post new videos. And give this video a big like, a big thumbs up to honor the goddess. Okay, I love you guys so much, and thanks for watching.